Alright guys, welcome back to another Master Hunter video. Today we're going over the fourth quarterfinal here in the series. We're gonna go over first seed Kayo from the Sunflower Samurai squad here. Danielle versus Kano in the top 8 of a Pro Tour here. Filipe, good Brazil, guy from Brazil here. Actually met him in Battle Hardened in Texas and DFW like the weekend before the PT. He was just kind of came a little bit early here. Came a bit early just to hang out with in America for a little bit. Was going to be here for a week anyways for the Pro Tour. He was in a boot camp with some people, but he decided to come a little bit earlier to go to the Battle Hardened and got to meet him there. He was a nice guy. And is playing Kano here. Obviously is the A seed, so doesn't get to choose and gets to be on the play, which is a little bit worse here. This one just has AB3, no additional spell void here, so the game is decently winnable here. Kano versus Kayo, like, I go back and forth of thinking if it is a relatively good matchup or not for Kano. Some people think it's pretty bad, some people think it is perfectly fine. I think it's a fine aggro 50-50 matchup here. It's definitely better than what Reinar is. Reinar is definitely pretty hard here. But Filipe, going to be playing more of a tempo version of Kano here, especially in this matchup here. I know he had some things in his hand, but he's going to Kano twice. Exiles the first one for that Aether Flare. Second one leaves on top of his library here, and then just plays an energy potion sending up, and is going to Arsenal and pass. So just gets an energy potion here. Usually I do like if I'm not really going to do anything on turn 0 besides play an energy potion, always really good to just look at the top of your library. Try to find actually another potion here. I always call it E-Pod check on turn 0. If you just even have one card that you can try to get an E-Pod here, it is quite good. Looking here, does have actually a Gogan on the first turn here from his opponent. Danielle got the red pulping here. Draw discard here. You do have priority before he draws and discards, and you have priority after he draws and discards. Most of the time, I think you just pass before the draw discard and let the draw discard happen, and then you can respond after from the Kano side. Let's get 4, starts to 7 packing here. So it'll be 7 with Gogan here, making an additional my token from the KO side here. Now, really want to see how Filipe wants to realistically play his side from the Kano position, right? You do have to try to get your opponent down to around, 28 to 32 here, depending if he has any floating here. Your opponent does have AB3, so if you're looking at a main combo line, you go Wildfire. Ooh, okay, so we have Spindle. He finally showed his hand. We got Blazing Spindle, blue card here. He's gonna block with one of the additional Spindle here. Take 4, go to 26. Other side. That'd be really good for Kano if you could block and deal 4 to your opponent. But yeah, you really need to get them down. So a main combo line, realistically, if you Wildfire for 6 here, it's gonna take 3. Lesson of Lava comes in for 6 here. So you deal 9 for the turn, and then additional 3. So it would be 21 damage coming in if they do AB3 that first one. But that's going to be a main combo line. Obviously, the math can change from if he can only AB1 or AB2, or if he has a different spell than the Lost Lava in the middle before the Blazing Aether. All these can change here, but looks like his opponent actually has an even better start here. He has a Bear Fangs that's going to hit, and is coming for 8 as well. There's a block with that Blazing Aether. Definitely means that either he has a different combo piece in his arsenal, or just doesn't have a 2-cost spell in his arsenal here, because he's just gonna block for, or you would double block that and then come in with a 2-cost spell here. But it does have a 2-cost spell from hand. It's gonna be that Aether Spindle here, so I'm coming for 5. It is kind of always funny when you see like Kano on camera and they're they have to put the tech die, but it's like not actually a tech die, you know. But you basically always have to AB3 the spindle, being able to, you know, opt in Kano, just so good, so good. Okay, we have red Aether Flare and a red Tome here. Most likely probably putting that Tome to the bottom. Maybe, I think it's a consideration if you keep the Flare here. It looks like he's going to put one on top, one on the bottom. Is going to keep the Flare, or he's going to keep one on top, which probably is going to be that Flare, and then put that other one to the bottom here. My token pops from the Kayo side here. Doesn't have go again, but does have a swing big, which is quite good. Kano needs time in this matchup. That's like the thing. Your opponent is playing, you know, a mid-range game that can come in with like 8-9 attacks, like basically the entire game here. And the, you know, the go against being, you know, the additional really good side from your opponent here, but already like started committing to just trying to also race the KO here. Not really race, but also play a mid-range game from the Kano side here. Has to set up decent amount. Has the E-Pot here, so can make it so Wildfire for 6 is a potential option. Looks like he's gonna block with one card. Oh, does have spin Aether Flare snapback here, so probably did decide to keep the red Aether Flare here. Only blocks 3 here. He's gonna go to 15, which is decently low, especially because your opponent is at 38. But you do have the red Flare into snapback here, so you're gonna come in for 4. Depending on how much that's going to deal, you're gonna get plus for that snapback here. Aether Flare for 4 here, and then just have that snapback in hand. You can cast that snapback at instant speed if you've played a wizard non-attack this turn here. So it is a good card combo. Flare snapback is, you know, kind of a classic versus aggro. It's really good against the AB1s because they're just gonna AB1 that flare and take 3, and then you're just gonna snap back them and then take 5, so you can do 8 damage to your opponent, which basically puts them, like, any aggro matchup that plays AB1, if they take 8 damage, they're already in combo range, like 100%, so it is quite good here. So his opponent has a runner in his arsenal here, just a 2 for 6, and then he has 1 blue, a yellow, red, and red here. This asks the question, basically always, that your opponent has to really respect the red Aether Flare, right? Because even if you have a go again card on this turn, if you only have 1 blue in your hand, like it seems it does, you're gonna take an incredible amount of damage. Ooh, so he is gonna take an incredible amount of damage here. Has the red Aether Flare here. Red Aether Flare is gonna come in with that snapback here for 7. So takes 4 to go to 34, and now we have the red snapback for 7. This is the incredible thing with the red Aether Flare and snapback. Now your opponent's all the way down to 27 here. Definitely in range of a decent amount of the Kano combos in the deck, right? But if your opponent is going to take 11 here, from 38 to 27, is going to play that more of a risky game here. Did not pitch that blue. Half Tunic on 3 here. We do know that he has a red Pulping in his hand. Gonna pitch that Pack Call here. Draws and discards here. If you have multiple blues in your hand, I definitely would have just AB3'd that AB3 would save you 6 health, so you'd be at 33 instead, which is incredible here. So discards a send packing here. Make that Might Token. It's still going to be 6 with Dominate here from that Pulping. Looks like Filipe has blue, yellow, Aether Wildfire here. If we have another combo piece here, I think I snap, take 6 here, go to 9. You have a little bit of life to play with here. Obviously the pulping has go again here. Can't really see how many resources Daniel has. We have Tunic on 3 and Epot here. He's going to pitch another blue and is coming with Mandible Claw for 3 with go again. Opponent has 2 floating here, 1 card in hand, 1 card in the arsenal here. If I'm Filipe, if I do have a, doesn't really matter if it's a Lesson of Lava, if it's a, Spindle, it's a Blazing Aether, if it's another Wildfire here, I'm taking the 3 here. I'm just going to 6, not blocking. I want my opponent to use the additional 2 resources here if he has another attack to try to threaten lethal. If he just passes is perfectly fine too. You do have to take some risks in this game. So takes 3, goes to 6 here. Just what I'm thinking here. Something I always want to know if people actually know combo math at a high level, or they just like kind of feel if they could die or not. Thinking about it here, he does have the runner in his arsenal. This is going to be a 2 for 6, which is going to throw in exact lethal, but you always can block a Tunic here, go to 1, which is quite a base play. It's the reason why I actually love playing Tunic in a lot of games. Because the amount of times where I've blocked with Tunic and gone to 1 and had an additional turn has been incredible. Also, Tunic usually gets to 3 counters in this matchup as well. You can block pretty freely to figure it out here. So we're trying to figure out what his opponent has here. If your opponent uses 2 resources, say he comes up with the runner, and you block with a Tunic, go to 1, and then you fire off a decent combo, you could probably do around, 22, 23 damage to your opponent, put him down to 22, 23 damage, put him down to like 5, and then you can obviously kill from that position through AB3. So isn't going to use it. We had the runner here for 6. No go again. 1 card in hand. 1 resource. I'm firing, bro. There's no way your opponent, 1 resource off the Tunic and then red, blue, or yellow here. So runner is going to be on the stack here before it's attacking. Beautiful extended art runner. That promo looks quite good. Didn't get to pick any of those up. I think I sold mine instantly when I got it. I had a friend that wanted to play Kayo, and I was like, yeah, you can just have my runner 100%. Alright, we're going for it here from the Kano side here. We know we have Wildfire in hand. We have Yellow Tome, blue, right? So we got 8 resources and that Wildfire that we're going to put on top. Surely we're going to put that card on top with the Ragamuffin's hat. Big things during the combo, you definitely do want to see you drawing a blue off the Ragamuffin's hat here. So you have Kano activation, and then we have Storm Shatters here. Okay, so card in his arsenal most likely is going to be Lesson of Lava if he's doing it this way. Okay, second additional Kano on the stack here. Has 1 card in his hand. He's no Ragamuffins here. This is the big show if we were going to draw the blue, because we're going to put the Wildfire on top. Let's see. He exhales. Oh, it's gonna be a red. Ooh, that's not good. But it is a snapback, so makes it a little bit easier. But Alright, so we got the wildfire here. Unfortunately, doesn't draw a blue here. Let's see. If he pops, you know, Tunic and E-Pot goes to 4 resources here. You would just wildfire for 4, which kind of sucks. If your opponent has a blue, then he just takes 1, and then you take 4 off the snapback, 4 off the lesson of lava, so you would take a 9 damage. So you do 19, go to 8 here. If he does the lesson of lava and then gets blazing at the Kano at the end here. Okay, what if he... Is it more damage here if he just uses the spindle to pump here? So he goes to 3, 4 resources off the Tunic, 5 resources from the spindle. So he can use... You can pump Wildfire for 6, and then... So it will just be the normal combo line. Wildfire for 6, Lesson of Lava if he does have it. Most likely for around 6 damage. If his opponent has a yellow and then Tunics here. It would be... So... Would take 3, go to 20. Would take 3, would take, say 5, take 8, go to 19, and then take another 11, 19, go to 8. So around the same amount of damage here. The 1, 4, 4. Oh, it'd be 1, 3, 4 if he has a blue as well. Alright, he's gonna use Tunic, go to 2 resources. Use E-Pot, go to 4. Man, if you were to draw the blue here, I think he can node for extra damage, and then your opponent's at a lot less. So it goes to 1 resource here. Wildfire for 6 here. Let's see what if his opponent has a blue in his hand. That'd be best case scenario for the KO player. He does have a blue in his hand. Is in an AB3. Take 3 here. Did 24. Okay, is gonna let that Wildfire resolve. We still have these on the stack. Storm Chargers is going to resolve here. Okay, is going to be less lava in his arsenal. Definitely how you would play it if you did have it in your arsenal the entire time. It's an EB1, take 5 here. And surely... This feels so bad. You're going to do 11 here, go into 8. Goes to 8, you're gonna go to 1 to 8. It's so hard to come back from that position. It's like pretty unfortunate because say he takes, he just has a yellow, then your opponent's at like you take an additional 1, go to 18, and then you're doing 12 damage. Your opponent goes to 6. So you basically just do +2, and then red you're doing lethal. Yeah, a little unfortunate from Filipe here, especially because of that blue draw, right? Because he hits the snapback here. If he would have drawn the blue, he has enough resources to, he would have enough resources to node the lesson lava and then node the wildfire as well. But man, has triple blue, especially on that combo turn here. Pretty unfortunate on this side. Here. Drawing the red always hurts off of the Ragamuffins hat. If he draws the blue here, it's not lethal, but it does +3 damage. His puts at 5, so 5 to 1. My token popped. It looks like he's a yellow tome here, not the best. Oh, and a non-block with the E-Pot and the double wildfire here. So you can block 8. Ooh, Bullish Fellow. Do you have to pay the additional cost here? So additional cost, it does discard it, then you can respond before he would draw the 2 cards as Kano here. So discard that. It's gonna be a blue Insulting Battery, which is gonna be good for him. Gunner Son just has a blue-yellow in hand. There's not a lot of combinations here where you could kill him. It's just gonna let it go. 100% you're dead here. From Kano's side, I think you just had to go for it on that position. 1 card in hand. Just had to hope that you hit a... Yeah, you hit a Tome off the top, so you can pay for additional resources and more Kanos. Tome double blue allows you to have a chance at doing some stuff. But now you're 100% dead here. Getting through 3 cards. Just unfortunate from the Filipe, right? Like, draws the red off the Ragamuffin's hat. Gets your opponent into like somewhat range, or like single digit life total range, after doing the 11 damage from the Aether Flare snapback, right? So imagine if Daniel didn't do... would have AB3'd, because obviously we see that he pitched 3 blue cards. Like, imagine if he would have AB3'd the flare, took 1 and then took 4, so you gain 7 life. Like, it's just like incredible, like how many life you would have saved before the combo turn. Okay, looks at snapback. So I'm gonna hit the Kano button again. Have to draw a tome. Does not draw a tome. Looks at blue spindle here. It's gonna take the 6, and this is gonna be GG. Kano losing in top 8 after 8. So unfortunate thing. Congrats to Daniel making on to the semifinal game here as the number 1 seed. Beat the Kano. Pretty unfortunate. Like, some things I'll probably say about the game is, I think if you did have multiple blues in your hand, I think you were always supposed to AB3 that Aether Flare, just because if your opponent does have snapback, you just get to block 6 damage from one card, like 1 card 6, very good. Also, I don't think you needed to go through Claw and come in for 6 to present lethal. You did have, obviously, you're really safe because you did have that additional 3rd blue in your hand. But if you had anything besides that blue in your hand, even if you have the yellow with the Tunic trigger to AB3, the first Wildfire, there's a lot of sequences where you do die. So kind of did overextend on towards the end there. And also a quick note for anybody that's playing any Brute versus Kano. If your Kano opponent is at 1 or 2, do not, and I mean do not play Blowish Bellow for your first just start your attack, because you're just voluntarily going to 1 card in your hand versus Kano with with 1 or 2 floating 1 card in hand. I think it's literally worse to do that than any other situation in the game, and I see a lot of Brute players do that. So that's going to be our last of our quarterfinals here. Unfortunately, Kano loses, but we're going to have 2 Kayos. We're going to have a Dromai and a Dromai in our semifinals here. So catch you guys back up in the next one. Peace.